So I really should be doing homework. See, I got this right here, but I saw Get Out yesterday, and I've been processing it, and I really want to do a review of it because this movie is it's really good. It's good for like more reasons than some people even think. Like, so if you've seen the movie, you know what happens with the whole. He goes to meet his girl's parents, and she's white, he's black. So the movie begins, you get all the things you expect from, oh, he's the black guy who meets the white parents thing. And it starts off very humorous, and it's just like a lot of things where you're watching it and you're like, oh yeah, yeah, I get that. Like, oh, I've had that before, stuff like that. And you're sitting there and you're thinking about it, and you're like, yeah, that's a lot of truth to it and everything. And then of course it starts to get to the next part of the next half of the movie, where things start to get crazy, with things going on with like hypnotism and things like that, and you're just kind of like, whoa. It's got this whole kind of, to me, at the yeah, especially near the end, it had this kind of like Stepford Wives vibe to it, you know, like brainwashing and just stuff like that, and it was crazy. But you know, there's the of course the tone of in the movie where there's a lot of people, white people, who I know are upset, will probably get upset by the movie, because the main thing that this movie does is they don't give the movie one redeemable like white character in the movie, which I think by Jordan Peele was like a serious statement. And I right now I can't think of any other movie that's ever done that so well, because most movies, and this is something I've always thought about, most movies that have mostly black characters or something like that, there's always at least one character in there that they call like the white savior. They'll always like, if you've seen Hidden Figures, like Kevin Costner's character, or Remember the Titans, the other coach. There's always somebody in there, and I think that's what kind of upsets some people. Is that in this movie, there's literally like no redeemable white characters for them to to look at and be like, oh, well, they're good. And it's, it happens. That this doesn't happen, but I feel like it's something that people of color in movies kind of gotten used to, and people in general have gotten used to. It's like, people of color in movies, and they're the bad guys. Like, say in 24, they'll have some Middle Eastern people, and they're all bad. They're not redeemable in any way. But in America, we're so used to that narrative and everything that it doesn't matter to most people. They don't really think about it, or you know, just movies, shows like that. We're so used to that, and I feel like it's important. But what Peele did, and let's talk about Peele for a second. Going from Key and Peele Comedy Central and then doing this, like, it's amazing. And of course, there was an element of comedy to the movie, and there's a lot of parts that were really funny and hilarious. But the tone for the movie, I think, especially if you're a black male, was absolutely, it was terrifying. You're like, oh man. I was sitting there thinking to myself, like, oh man, can I? I'm kind of scared to date a white girl now. No, no. But for real, like, he did so well. Even when I saw the movie, I was a little skeptical when I saw it was coming out and that he made it, and it was a horror movie, and I was like, really? Okay, interesting. But man, it was good, and I'm excited to see what other projects he comes up with in the future. He's talented. He's a genius, I must say. Um, I think the underlying tone in the movie that will probably go over most people's heads, which I think is the real thing that matters, is that it's kind of like what what Moonlight kind of did too. And I might make a review of Moonlight. I wanted to do that, but um, they showed a black male character as vulnerable. There's a scene that they even show in the previews where he's literally just crying. He can't move. He can't do anything, and he's just crying. And I think showing black men like that in movies, like vulnerable, and that they can be afraid, that they can show fear and things like that, is important because most of the characters for black men that you see in Hollywood over the years have always had to be, strong from the hood. You know, they'll be, they'll always act hard or something. It's just like that's the common thing. You know, even in some black movies. Like if you watch a Tyler Perry movie, the black man comes in, he's usually gonna be like the dude over here who acts hard and gangster or something, or the dude who has to be the strong man who uplifts the woman and makes her realize that she can be loved again, stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, but that seems to always be the only characters that they end up playing. So I'm glad that there's movies like this one, in Moonlight, that are showing a completely different side, and I hope that more movies like that will keep coming out because, I mean, it makes for great cinema, to be completely honest. So, you know, Get Out, I think I enjoyed it. I really did. It was from beginning to end, it kept you engaged. It was awesome. And I think for all audiences, it's just a good movie to watch. It's just a good horror movie, and a great story, a satisfying, you know beginning, middle, and especially end. Like it was all there. It was well made. It flowed great. Like there's a lot of movies like I don't know. Recently, Suicide Squad did a review on that earlier. That just don't flow well, or they like edit it too much and they chop it up. This movie from beginning to end had a certain pace and it quickened, but it was never choppy. You didn't take you out of it. You were always completely engaged in the story. You're just like, whoa, okay. Now we're going from this to this. Oh, all right. It was so well done and good job to peel. Like, wow. So that's my review of Get Out. Go ahead and like and subscribe below if you want. And I will see you next time.